You're listening to the 4-Phase Cycle Podcast with your hosts, Dr. Alex and Megan of ZESTY Ginger. If you're looking to naturally balance hormones and learn how to work with your body instead of against it, you've definitely come to the right place. As a duo of an integrative MD and a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner and best friends, we use the 4 phases of the female cycle in combination with functional lab work and mindset practices to transform the lives of the women we work with.
We also have a whole lot of fun along the way. If you're new around here, it's best to start with season 1 before jumping around and plan to roll up your sleeves. Showing up for ourselves and enjoying our lives is what good health is all about. Just a quick reminder though, this information is not intended to diagnose, manage, or treat disease. Always consult with your doctor before making changes. Hey there. Hi, this is Megan, and it's solo episode Microphone with Megan. Welcome to the 4-Phase Cycle Podcast. I am so happy to be here with you, and I am ready to chat about a discussion that has come up with many of the clients we work with, especially come up because I am currently, while this is airing, I'm on a vacation. So I recorded this before I left, and I am on a 5-week vacation off the grid with my family. My husband has retired from the military after 24 years, and we have had this plan in the works for many, many years. Our plan was and is to actually get in an RV and do this full summer trip, which didn't actually end up turning out quite the way we planned because of the pandemic. Seems like everybody's in an RV, and all the RV spots were booked for people who like to plan way far in advance. So we decided to change the trip a little bit. We're going to stay with some family. We're going to be in Airbnbs. We're still going to go to 3 different states. It's going to be fabulous. And it's right now happening. I'm sure it is fabulous. I'm enjoying myself. So the idea around taking time off, this can apply to not just like a vacation that we're on, but it can be also taking time off from children if you have them, taking time off from work, or if you own your own business, or taking time off from a health protocol. Whatever it is, I've found that there's a few factors as to whether I can get myself and or others, women we work with, to actually do it. And the first step in this process is there's a need to feel worthy of doing it, feel worthy of having this time off. Often this is unconscious. The person will say, of course I'm worthy of it, of course I deserve it. And at the same time, if it just still is not happening, if you say, oh yes, next summer we'll do that, or oh yes, sometime I'll have time for myself, or oh yes, I'll take a break eventually, and it's just not happening, there may be some belief here that you just don't deserve it. There also could be some beliefs around worthiness being tied to productivity, what I get done, what I put out. And if that link is tied, then your unconscious mind is going to stop you from shutting down, because if you shut down, you're not going to be doing the productive things potentially, and therefore, am I going to be worthy? Am I still going to be loved? There's can be a lot of programming under this that seems like, how is this even tied to just taking a vacation? At the same time, when you go and take a break that's longer than, right, what people would suggest is normal, so I'm going to say longer than 2 weeks, a lot of stuff may come up. It came up for me around this. There was this, I know how amazing it will be to take time off. I know what that will mean. I'll be so rejuvenated. I'll be excited to share again. And well, what if I just worked a little bit? What if I just worked 1 day a week? What if I? And this was the idea of, can I really shut down? I love what I do. Do I need to shut down? And at the same time, I know this will be such a amazing experience for me to be with my family and be fully present. So I have worked through over and over all the beliefs around it so that I can do this in a way that I am not always going to be questioning, oh, should I jump on and do that or not? And the second part is that you have to schedule it. So have you actually scheduled it? If it hasn't happened, then you probably haven't put it in your schedule, right? Do other people know this is happening? Are they on board? Have you figured out how that's going to happen? Which leads to part 3 is having systems in place to maintain it. This is key. So remember when I first started my health coaching business, I had read Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week, and somewhere in there he explains how when you take a 1 to 2 week vacation, then that's no big deal. That's enough time where you can just not really look at emails. You can leave, you can do your thing. And when you come back, you'll be putting out fires, right? You'll just be catching up. You can go back and catch up. When you leave longer than that, I think he said longer than 2 weeks, but definitely a month, that is where you enter the place that it's important to have a system for things to run without you. If you're going to be gone that long, there needs to be some kind of system for things to run without you. And I think this is important whether you have a business or not. This is just important in life. This is just important to have backups, plans, people, things that work when you're not there. That would be amazing, right? So having that system in place, and in the process of really looking at having this system in place, what I have found is that I actually have such amazing people on our team. And if you all have been in any of our programs, and you've probably interacted with Coach Katie, and it gives an opportunity to bring somebody like Katie in to share, and for me to actual schedule in advance content like this. I recorded it before I left. Things that maybe I would not have organized quite as well, scheduled quite as well, can happen when you're excited about doing something. And so bringing in the team and having the team in place has allowed me to realize that not only does it probably even run more smoothly, Katie, for example, her answers to questions are so amazing, and such another input, another viewpoint, that it actually benefits our group members more. Now they have an even wider range of options and of people to hear from, and different perspectives and different stories, that this is actually adding to it versus taking away. Whereas when you are first building something, often we will have the belief, I'm the only one who can do it, and can take on a martyr role of, it has to be me, I have to do everything, I have to post everything, I have to do something every day. And this can also be tied up and lead back to the worthiness piece of, taking some time to yourself. So what happens when I completely shut down? So I do every year shut down for 2 weeks when I go to the lake in New Hampshire, and it's amazing and beautiful. And the same thing happens every time when I completely shut down, where at first I'll feel really out of sorts and like I can't relax. And it will be something that I've been asking for and wanting, like, oh, I can't wait to just take a break. I can't wait to just chill out. And it's just like this feeling of like, oh, there's something I need to be doing. I'm like reaching for my phone. And there's no service there. So for the most part, there's not much you can even do if you want, which is great, because that will really shut it down much more quickly, which is why I do suggest when people are taking this kind of shutdown, whether it's a vacation or it's just even maybe a break from social media, I love to just delete the apps from my phone so that the place where I would normally go is not there. It's not in the same location. It's not on the phone. You have to make a much bigger effort to get to it. And that will help you when you're in that automatic mode of just grabbing for it. That will help you realize you're doing it, because you'll go to grab for it and it won't be there. And I remember just having kind of that confused look. You look at your phone like, oh yes, I'm not doing that. That's why it's not there. So I will often have a little bit hard time relaxing at first. It's like I'm just all revved up. I'm used to that constant going, that constant schedule, that constant adrenaline, cortisol. And it can take me 4 or 5 days to really, really just shut down and relax. And then I get super relaxed. And then I just don't want to do anything. This is the pattern where we're like week 2, like, I do not want to do anything. If I have any calls or any small task I'm needing to do, I don't even want to do it. So now I completely schedule that time away, because before I would think, oh, well, it's just one call, it's just one interview, it's just one whatever. And for me, the idea of having anything hanging, even if it's a small thing, makes me feel like I'm still in that work mode. I can't completely shut down. So around 2 weeks of just chilling out and shutting down, is when my brain starts to get going again in a really creative way. So this is not like the checklist of what should I do or what do I have to do the way it was going, right? Of like, okay, there must be something that I have to do. I get a little bit more creative and I start to be able to see things, patterns and things that I would like to create. And this is where really fun guides, programs, products come from, is this space. There's something amazing about white space, especially when you can be in nature, especially when I really have no agenda whatsoever. I love to read. I love to I do sometimes still listen to podcasts. It's just never a requirement. It's always for fun. And it's just bringing in things that fill me up, that make me feel amazing and inspire me to create or to learn or to grow. And that is where some really fun stuff of ours has happened. So last summer, Dr. Alex and I signed up for Business by Design, and it was launching at the same time as right now. It's open right now to join. And so I was in New Hampshire and I was enjoying so much watching the videos that it didn't feel like work because I was excited. And doing the program last summer, Business by Design is a program of James Wedmore where he really teaches you and creates systems, so standard operating procedures, SOPs for everything in an online digital business. So it was handed to us, here's the exact process and flow. For example, that's what we used for our beta launch of our Health Transformation Accelerator. We just followed exactly what it said. And that has allowed us to do this where I can step away for 5 weeks from the business because there is a system in place. There is a plan. There is someone who's going to do it. It's already spelled out. It's already written. I don't have to recreate the wheel every summer. Every time we share something, it's already been done. It's already been done. And this has been so freeing that it allows me to then do the things that I'm really excited about. So I believe that everybody should think about shutting down in some way. The idea of just completely detaching from what you have to do. And hopefully people can do this. I know there's jobs and there's kids and there's families. Although when we make it a real priority, it seems to happen a lot more because when you have the belief that I can't do this, I'm not worthy of this, I have kids, etc., then it won't happen. I do remember the first few years of my business, I said to my coach at the time, I feel like I'm on borrowed time. I hadn't really figured out that I was in control and that I was creating the checklists and the to-do lists, and the majority things on the checklist and the to-do list, I'm interested in how many of you can relate to this. The majority of the things were things that I felt I should do. It was the shoulds. It was usually kind of the keep busy list. It's the things that are like, make images, have a logo, right? Like the things that you can kind of stay behind the scenes and not do the, what I say are scary things or the uncomfortable things. And really, it's the one conversation of reaching out to someone and saying, I have a program and I have a plan, I have a one-on-one program, I have something to offer that you could purchase from me. That was the hardest part, is actually just offering your service and telling somebody. And that was the part that would show people that you have something for them, right? That you had something. I mean, at that point, I had finally figured out that my health was in my hands. I had been having panic attacks and just was in such a horrible place. I'd completely turned my life around with holistic health and functional diagnostic nutrition. So of course I wanted to share it with other people. I had just been like miserable on the floor with a, almost 2-year-old. Now here I am actually having a tool that could help another mom get off of the floor. So of course I knew I had something to share, and I just had to get into that state of knowing how many people that there were out there that also needed this. And we've had people say that before, right? So Megan, you and Alex are always sharing, you're sharing like business tips, and we bring in coaches all the time, and we're sharing how we operate, and wouldn't you want to keep that to yourself? And I just believe that there's so many people out there, especially now, who really, really can use help with their health. And we need more people out there. We need more coaches out there. We need more conscious entrepreneurs, in our opinion, to start building these kind of organizations and foundations and companies that are giving back to the environment, giving back to people, and really filling up everybody in the process. So we know we are not everybody's cup of tea. We're very unique in the way we look at health. We're very unique humans, Dr. Alex and I. So we think the more coaches out there, the more conscious entrepreneurs, the better. And we're happy to share everything we've learned. So I just wanted to jump on today and just share that idea of shutting down long enough that you are in a place to make systems and have those systems operate without you, and know that you are still worthy and okay, even though you are not needed, whether it's business or it's your household, whatever it is. Systems, which, trust me, I was not a system girl, and I fought the systems thing until we joined Business by Design, and I finally was handed the systems, and I was realizing, oh, this is what I was missing out on. I thought it would actually give me less freedom, right? I don't want to follow systems. I want to just do things. I want to just be free. And really, the systems are what give the freedom, because then you can go on a 5-week vacation and everything happens magically, and the podcast still goes out, and we're all here to still support you with our team. So if you are in the a coach, a practitioner, entrepreneur, and you have a digital and online program, highly suggest checking out Business by Design this round. James Wedmore opens it up just once a year, so I think there's only one day left till July 1st. He has 90-day plans for almost everything you want to do. We ran our beta launch through that. He has, if you're trying to hire a team, or if you're just trying to figure out what your niche is, if you're just getting started, if you just want your first 100 leads, if you are, you've run a program before and you want to optimize it. There's basically a 90-day path for everything. It's not a program you just do start to finish. You just pick paths. So I've probably only hit up, I don't know, maybe 25% of what's in there. And I'm just going to keep going back to it. It's been so helpful. So it's like a Lego manual. That's where he got the idea, is when you take a Lego manual and you follow the exact instructions, you always end up with the same thing. So why not have that in business, so you can take the time off and have the systems and just go enjoy life and also help people at the same time. We're going to have some cool bonuses, so go ahead and check out the link in the show notes if you decide to come join BBD, Business by Design, through our affiliate link. Then we will be offering you some cool stuff to support you along the path. Like we've shared in other episodes, a lot of our mentors in the business space have been men, so we can bring in another perspective of what is it like to operate with a cycle in business and your hormone health and keeping from burning out adrenals in the process. So we would love to support you along that ride. We're hoping to have this huge foundation of amazing coaches. Eventually, someday, we'd like to have a practitioner training of our own, a certification. So stay tuned for that. And just really bringing it all together in the way that's worked well for us and that resonates with some, and other people creating others that resonate with others. So we want to have all the different options when it comes to health, right? All the different paths. As we've learned, there is no one path, and it's definitely not linear. And we hope you find the best way for you. And I would love for you to share with me how you're going to shut down, whether it's a mini shutdown for a couple of days, whether it's longer than 2 weeks and you're really going to go for it, whether it's social media, whether it's getting into nature. Please share with me. Send us an email, message on Instagram, leave a review. We'd love to hear how you're going to implement this, as the action is where it's at. I hope you're enjoying a lovely summer, as we are, somewhere in, let's see, I don't know, New Hampshire or North Dakota or Colorado, all over the place. I will be seeing you when I get back. Thanks for coming out to hang with us on the podcast. It is our goal to transform the way women are treated in healthcare, and we need your help. We need your help to get the word out. We have a lofty goal of 1 million downloads. And we know that as this podcast grows, we're going to be able to reach more women, get more amazing speakers for you, and bring the most cutting-edge information.
If you found these podclasses helpful, please take a moment to text 5 women you know the link to the series. We appreciate your help so much. Can't wait to see you next time.